What is the difference between being just a dispatcher and being a pro dispatcher? And pro can be a company dispatcher, and pro can be an independent dispatcher. The difference is that pro dispatcher looks at all this process from different angles. Pro dispatcher understand operational cost of their motor carrier, of owner operator, of company driver. Pro dispatcher knows that sometimes he needs to say no for sure. He's not gonna take charity loads. Pro dispatcher is eliminating deadheads. Pro dispatcher is asking for backhaul from the same broker. Pro dispatcher knows how to book and build relationship with brokers. Pro dispatcher is on top of his tasks, getting detention, getting layover, hopefully tonus, but he is preventing most of the things from happening. So pro dispatcher is asking bunch of questions before he's asking how much do you pay. Why? Because transit needs to make sense. Can you pick up on time? Can you deliver on time? Actually, how heavy is the load? Is it floor loaded? Is it palletized? Is it bulk? And he's always going to choose palletized because we do not need to deal with claims. We are not gonna put carrier out of business. Pro dispatcher also has a knowledge of safety and regulation. He can help you with IFTA. He can help you with the permits. He knows what his hours of service are. Pro dispatcher is there to help you to survive in this market. Just a dispatcher is getting rid of you for today. He's not thinking what he's gonna do with you tomorrow in Memphis. He is not thinking if you go into the dead area. He's simply getting rid of your truck today. And a lot of times, they don't even calculate average rate per mile. A lot of times, they don't even care what type of equipment do you have. And you guys gonna do lots and lots of mistake. Why I'm telling you all this? Because today we're gonna witness progress of my students. Students who started May class and today they have practical sessions. So we're gonna see how are they doing and what reviews they can give for our training. And remember, June evening class is starting on June 25th. It's going to be again intense. It's not pre-recorded, it's up to date. And I will be there to share with you my expertise. I will be there with you to make sure you build a strong foundation. You need a strong foundation to survive in trucking industry. You need knowledge to be able to negotiate. You need knowledge to cut the nonsense out from the first phone call, even when you look at the load board. You need knowledge not to waste your time. And that's what we do in Dispatch Training Center. We change trucking for the better. We're going to start with the girls first, with the ladies. Valencia, let's start with you. What do you think now? Because we have you. Remember the first time when we were talking about Gucci glasses, beginning of the class. Now we had productive, 5, 6 weeks with training, with quizzes, with lots and lots of things. And today we had practical sessions. So can you tell me if now you look at trucking differently? Like, did it
Absolutely.
help you to realize what dispatchers really have to do?
It definitely did. It definitely gave me the information that, like I said before, you get into anything, you always underestimate what it entails on the outside looking in, but it is very, very it makes the dispatcher far more important in my mind than I thought they were before.
Okay, so can we now really say that dispatchers are the one who can help companies survive and grow, and dispatchers are the one who can actually predict things which should not happen, like claims and going to dead areas. Can we really do that if we really understand what is our duty?
Yeah, we
Yep.
could. Yeah.
Good.
We're like
So
the
Alexia, if you give me five skills that you think now that dispatchers should polish or learn or maybe improve, which five skills do you think the pro dispatcher should have?
Well, I'm going to go with my first one. I need to get better with using multiple screens. So your
So
computer skill.
multitasking, right? So multitasking, using the screens, dialing that phone, still looking at the map. And today, you did not even have access to EOD. You did not have access to factoring. You still gonna have driver texting you. So probably multitasking, I would say, would be number one. Okay, we got that. So we know what we're working on. What would be the second skill?
The second skill would be negotiation. You need to know how to negotiate. You need to know
Before you're gonna negotiate, because just throwing number there has to be validation. So to be able to validate and negotiate, what has to be done in between?
you have to know, you have to first, you have to do your due diligence. Is it long? Is it heavy? Is it costing you more money? Is it far? Is it going to an area where you're not going to get a load out? Are you calling me on a Saturday? Is it a Saturday and you're in a situation?
So probably analyzing data, right? Is it the day of the week? What type of trailer? What is a commodity? So the skill that dispatcher have to do, we have to analyze things really fast. Data, transit, spot market, where are we going, reasons. So when we can analyze, no matter what we analyze, maybe we analyzing how many loads are there, maybe we analyzing how far are we deadhead. So when we have basic knowledge, but we now taking, it's gonna help us to do that negotiation, right? Without analyzing, you're gonna just throw the numbers and you're gonna get to mistakes, right? So to avoid mistakes, analytical thinking. So now multitasking, analytical thinking, and then probably negotiations, right? When we talk about negotiations, do we need to remember? Sometimes you call, well, this load is already covered, or maybe it doesn't make sense. What do we have to remember? We always have to ask, are there any other loads, right? Are there any other loads? Because what? Because we might have truck available right there. So we have to always say, well, I have truck empty in Elgin, Illinois, drive-in. I have flatbed empty in Atlanta. Is there anything else that you have? That's first thing. Second, are we set up with you, right? Because you want to verify, can you work with them? If not, well, you're gonna make sure you set up. Third one, when we book in the load somewhere, remember how I asked that lady, do you have anything back from North Carolina, right? Do you have backhaul? And what did she say? She's like, no, why not? Because it's nothing there right now for drive-ins. So when you ask this question, not only you learning, but you kind of telling them, listen, if you don't have loads in North Carolina and you want to pay $700 for this load, well, probably we're not an Uber and we're not a Lyft, right? And she's gonna realize that some people not gonna like it, but I'm not telling you to be sassy like that, but I want in your mind to understand why you asking that question, right? Why? Because you want to make sure that there's going to be reload. What else did we see? So we have multitasking, we have analytical thinking, we have negotiation, building relationship, right? Because it's building relationship. So after we deliver the load, what are we going to do? We're going to start sending them emails, right? Thank you for the load. And right here, we're going to ask, how often do you have that load, correct? Yes, because we want to make sure if this load was good. And for example, that guy that you were talking to, what did he already told you? I had 10 loads. He's a good guy to connect, right? How often?
Yes.
So probably if it would be me, I would already ask him, how long you been doing this? Who are your customers? Because seems like that guy, Andrew, was a good guy. He has loads there. So that's what we're going to start building. Okay. After that, two more skills.
Confidence.
Organizational skills. You have to be organized.
Communication.
Okay, so I mean, communication, we're gonna put in that negotiation, communication, building. So organizing, right? Because what did we learn today in the beginning? Priority, what has to be done. Even when we were calling during the lunch, well, if they are not answering, right? See, now they calling us a TQL, right? So if they are not answering right now, instead, maybe we can also go eat and take time for ourselves. But if we decide not to do it, maybe you can do factoring at that time, right? Maybe you already refresh the screen, clean up, repost. So don't just sit and try to be on hold for 40 minutes. You have to be realistic. What time is where? Okay. So that's organizational skills. And the last one, and probably also very important, confidence, right? Your confidence level, your energy, right? We don't have to sound pushy or sassy like Miss Alex, but we have to be alive, Jessica. We still here, right? We alive. We want to be dispatchers, unfortunately. We're not selling here the relaxation spot. So energy, and we are all different, but I can tell you this. When people hear that energy, sometimes they're gonna be half asleep, right? But you can push them with your energy. So what are we doing? We're making sure that we talk a little bit louder, that we asking more even if you don't have confidence. Of course, you cannot start asking nonsense. Plus, if something is wrong, we are verifying, and nobody's gonna kill you over the phone. If you ask again, can you please verify that zip code? Are you sure that that's where we're picking up? Or, sir, you posted it for $1,800, but now you add in the second drop, right? And now we are extra 200 miles. So that's why a lot of times when they ask you, oh, there is going to be extra drop. Are you okay with that? Well, how can we answer that? We can say, sir, I can only answer that after you give me the full details, after you give me all the zip codes and delivery time. Then I can justify the 2 drops for flatbed step decks, right? When we talk about reefers, I already told you, stay away. What is the best load, Jessica, for us? What is the best load? So one-on-one, no touch, right? This is the best load. We don't want to floor load it because we're gonna be pro dispatchers. We don't want to bulk BS because we don't need to deal with it, right? We want one-on-one palletized, one pick, one drop. With flatbed step deck, sometimes we can justify if it makes sense, right? If and if they compensating for that, right? But if they not, then we'd better have one pick, one drop. So Valencia, would you recommend my training?
Yes, I would. Absolutely. Absolutely, I would. And what I would say to someone who's looking to get into dispatch and why I chose your class and why I would suggest it afterwards is, number one, there's so much information you have given us. And first of all, if you understand class, you're not going to be the expert as soon as you get out of class, but do you have the resources to go back to and continue? And you've given us so much information, whether it's a website, whether it's a PDF, and then you get to pull out of this class what you need for what you're trying to do. And so our class was a mixture of people who have box trucks, some people are driving, reefers, and all of this. And the information was there. And so I would just say you have to pull out the information that's for you, but it's all there. So if you're looking for dispatcher, this would be the place to come and get all your information to get that. And I know some people kind of get a little rubbed the wrong way, but I understand when you teach and you get that emotional state up, that's when the information really goes in. And most people don't realize that. It's like when you're excited or your feelings are hurt, the information goes in there. And so, yeah, I think it was very interactive. We weren't just sitting around note taking and taking the wrong notes because you were not guiding us through that. So the whole process was, I never had a boring, dull moment. You are absolutely hilarious. And I got to see the real-time calls and how you do it. And so I know that you're not asking me to do anything that you aren't doing. So I appreciate the whole experience, gonna sign up for the mentorship, gonna get me some one-on-ones. I'm gonna do the whole thing because I appreciate you really trying to do business right, because that's why I'm getting in it, to do it right.
Well, thank you. Just want to make sure, guys, I did not prepay for this. It was her honest review. She's not getting compensated. She's not getting the free mentorship. So just I want to make sure, because people say,
no, I'm minus 3 million stars in class. I don't get any.
Well, thank you, Valencia. Miss Jessica, what do you think? Because you come in here to help your family, to help your brother, do you think that now at least you can sit down maybe with him to realize what needs to be improved there and how the trucking really works, right?
Yes.
Right? Because
Yeah,
you were in class, you were studying, you were doing homework, you were participating, you are a great student. Today we were a little putting you under the pressure just because we need to make sure you understand that you have to, and again, this is a practical one day, it's not that easy. I was the one doing all this, so that's why it was challenging for all of you, because if you would have access, you would have everything set up, right? Big screen, so that would go easier. But tell me, from beginning till the end, and before you answer that, tell me honestly, did you sign up by yourself or your family make and push you to this?
No, I signed up by myself because I wanted to help my brother, and but I still feel like I need to revise everything and practice more, because there is a lot of information, but I want to focus on the flatbed.
Yeah. So do you think you now improve your knowledge and see what things have to be done first before you're gonna start asking for money, right? So you're gonna have all the tools, right?
Yes.
So would you recommend my training?
Yes, of course.
Okay. You can say it also in other language because the people need to understand. Here's the thing. We have people from different communities, and the problem is they think, well, English is not my first language. Like Valencia, she's privileged here, right? She's born here. Most of us are not. But if you put your mind into this, doesn't matter if we have accent or not. Can we help our community? Can we start doing business the way business should be done in the USA for trucking, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess what? You have to become that voice in your community. Yeah?
Yes.
Promise me? Promise me?
Yes. Yes. I will put all the effort.
And say with all the confidence, I will become the voice in my community.
I will become the voice of my community.
Remember how you sound now. That's how I want you to sound every load. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's go to our boys. Let's go to Mr. Mohammed. All the way on a different planet. Tell everybody where you're located.
I am located in Jordan, a country called Jordan. It's in the Middle East.
Okay. So why dispatching, and what do you think? Did you really needed this class, or did you improve what's happening now?
I needed this class all the way because like realizing now it's all about being realistic in your class. I've watched a lot of like Udemy classes, YouTube classes, but your class is like cutting through the like BS, and you're just straight to the point. You tell us how to, like, I realize that while you're on call, you need to be realistic, multitasking. You, how can I say it? It's not my English is not really good, but
Your English is great. So you
yeah,
have to prepare, right? So you have to prepare. You have to make sure everything ready. So you know what is a pain, spot market. You have to see what's going on there. You have to find them. So you have that power to see, are they cheating you? Because again, since we have accent, only Valencia may be gonna have power. But for us, they will always spot that. So that's why we find them and see how much they pay. That's why we telling them that we know what we are doing, right? And look today, well, you're the only one who, well, and Mr. Toltayev receiving the stars. Why? Guys, he was paying attention. I bet he was putting on the map and looking and calculating. I can see personal as an instructor from beginning till now, big improvement in what you know. And I really appreciate that you took it seriously, because a lot of students sign up for this class. It's outside of the country and they think, oh, it's okay, I'll just do it. And they don't do homework, they don't pay attention in the class, and they think it's okay, I'll just tell that I did the class. No, you have to learn a lot. And today you're not done, right? You have to go and redo this and
Yep.
do this. And operational cost is going to help you a lot, right? Remember,
It actually did.
you got the stars for that. So I guess what? I can tell you this. From all the class, I will give you that free one-on-one when you're going to be ready on any topic. I will give you that training because I do appreciate you first putting all the numbers on our operational class, right? Like that. So you did step up and you said, well, I'm willing to do this. Second, I see improvement. Plus, since you're outside of the country, I want to help you to boost your confidence and actually succeed. So you are receiving that, and hopefully, girls, I agree with that, right?
Yes.
I do,
Thank you
because
so much.
we talked and he told me about it, and we scheduled our times to do some practice calls together. So I would say him being all the way in Jordan, he really is dedicated in trying to learn this, because we did chat for a couple of hours trying to practice together. So yeah,
Plus,
so
I
good.
remember him waking up at 3 o'clock when it was my financial webinar. So he even wake up. He did not want to miss. So he was paying attention to Telegram. He was paying attention. So that's why you go. You are the winner in this class. So whenever you're ready, whatever
Thank
time,
you.
decide.
Thank you
Let's
so
go
much.
to our big, you're welcome. Let's go to our big boss here. Let's go, Mr. Khanat. So tell me,
Oh, it's me.
driver, you know everything. Drivers know everything.
Oh, I can say that.
Why did you say
I saw it like that before. I know everything, and I all the time blame my dispatchers when they fucked up. So it's my load. I'm sorry for that. But now I've
Okay, let's rewind, and we're not gonna put F word on YouTube. So let's go over. I will cut it out.
now I
Mr.
can see that.
Mr. Toltile, hold on. I remember I'm
sorry.
cutting it out when we
Yeah,
started. Mr. Toltile, as a driver, tell me, since most of the owner operators, drivers, they always tell us, I already know everything. I don't need to take classes. So are they right or they are wrong? Tell us.
They wrong, but a lot of things what you're teaching us, I already knew it, but in the same time I find out a lot of new things for me what I didn't know about that. So right now I can I know how the dispatchers work, so I can blame them again for all that mistakes what they did. So it's hard work, and I agree with this. So I'll try to configure it out how it works, and try to do my best for that.
So what is your plan now? Keep driving, quitting driving, and now becoming a dispatcher. What is the next big move for you?
Oh, I'm planning to work like a dispatcher maybe for next 2 years. Then I will switch to a safety manager. I will try to, explore the all tracking business. So all positions, as far as I know, it's a driver, dispatcher, then the safety manager, fleet manager, and the company owner. So if I if I succeed on all those, I mean, in all these positions, I can found my own company maybe soon. I hope that.
Okay, so listen to this. Do you see how smart he is? He's like, well, first I was a driver, so now I know this side. Now I learn how to dispatch. Look, he's even saying, I want to learn that safety and whatever, maybe go as a fleet safety manager, maybe take that. And only then open trucking company. Do you see? He's probably only one on the whole planet who thinks like that. Because usually people do what? They jump into the trucking and then they try to learn. The biggest mistake in this business is too expensive. And that's why people do not survive. So here you're receiving an extra star I guess what?
Thank you.
When you're ready to move on, probably adding safety and compliance would be the next step. So you understand that. And I mean, again, you've been on the road for a long time. That's why you're getting tired of it, right? If you go to the big cities as Chicagoland, I mean, areas, Chicagoland, or maybe on East Coast, there's a lot of big companies who need guys like you with experience as a driver, some dispatch and safety and compliance, because you can manage the fleet. And believe it or not, they make also good, really pretty good money. But if you get that experience, then you will decide. We'll see on the market, right? If that's
Yep.
gonna be sense to opening company, or maybe it's better to provide services, right? So good plan. Very proud of you. Even
Thank
today,
you.
paying attention to details, right? He was the one who was paying attention to the details. Hopefully on Thursday we're gonna hear you calling, right? Hopefully, at least few phone calls. We'll see.
I will try, but you know, I'm a little scared about that. Because
No.
thank you to Jessica. So right now I find out what I have to improve, because you know I'm learning that. I mean, I had same problem like Jessica. So what I find out what I have to work on
What
myself.
problem? What problem did you have?
The confidence while I'm speaking with people, you know, like because I don't know how to speak that. I mean, how to speak with people on the other side of the
We're
wire.
practicing. That's why we practice, and that's why on Thursday, I guess what? Breaking news for you. You are making phone call.
Okay.
And
Do we-
And so that's
I
why you
believe
were,
you.
And
yeah,
I would be
and see if
recording
you
your
can pay
phone
attention
call.
like
I
that
will
while
be
you on the phone.
recording. So if I was not recording their phone calls, yours, I will be recording. Why? Because it's nothing to be scared of. You guys have so much knowledge. You already know. If you keep those steps, how I'm teaching you, you're not gonna make mistake. But the problem is, remember, not to jump. You have to ask this question kind of one by one by one. So, would you recommend my class since you
Yeah, I do.
a driver, right? And how did you find me? From YouTube?
No, not from a YouTube. Yeah, one of the companies when where I'm working for.
Look
His
at
name is
this.
Dit. His name is Dit.
Listen to me. Listen,
Uh-huh.
look in my eyes. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Okay. So
Talk
I'm
to
looking
me.
for
I'm
a.
here.
I,
No. Look
I,
in
I'm.
my eyes. I want you to be nervous. Look at me. You're talking to me.
Yeah.
And I cannot even tell you over the Zoom. So you have a great
Okay.
opportunity not to be nervous.
Okay, so when I start searching the dispatcher job, so I was talking with my friend. Her name's Alona, so she was a safety manager in my company. So she recommended me to call to Dmitry. Dmitry was a boss in my previous company. She said me, Alona told me like Dmitry looking for some guy who could be a dispatcher. So Dmitry, he gave me advice calling to you. He said you are one of the best teachers in the market who could teach us to dispatching.
We're gonna say thank you to Dmitry. He actually has what, around 100 trucks right now. He's in Palatine.
Yeah.
He's also on YouTube. We had a video with him, right? So if you remember, a few years ago, we have video with Dmitry. I invited him. He's a reefer company. How does he survive in this market? Look at this. He has more trailers than trucks, so he can drop the reefers they like to do those multi drops, but you can only do it if your local driver takes extra reefer drops. So the other guys just go through Chicago and just grab already loaded. And because he has extra trailers, that's how he can get higher price. So that was his way of surviving, right? And even in that video, what did he say? The best combination is going to be if I have 80 trucks, I should have 3 times more trailers. So then you can do what? Drop trailer. When you're able to do drop trailer, special for reefers, not that many companies do that. Why? Because reefers cost more money. So he found his little niche, right? After trying to do drive and after trying to do flat, so then he's like, no, I need to come up with something different. Actually, it's so funny because he got into trucking, but he used to sell medical supplies and pharmaceuticals. And I like, how did you end up? And he's like, well, my friend brought me to this. And again, when the friends bring you to this, he's like, I figure out after 1 year, that's not how you run business, right? So he was in shock because he come totally from different industry. They end up splitting, and then he rebuilt his company, but already kind of understanding that business needs a structure, that business needs to know operational cost. It's still hard, not easy times, you know, but he's trying to do his best, right? So, okay, so we know. Mohammed, how did you find me? From YouTube?
I did find you from YouTube, yes. I watched a couple of your videos. That's I knew how like you went straight to the point. That's the instructor I want.
Okay, and Jessica, how do you find me? Also YouTube? I'm just curious, where is the most people find me from?
My brother
But
on
he
YouTube.
On
On
YouTube?
YouTube, yeah.
And how did you find me, Valencia? Also YouTube?
I think I started with just a Google search and started looking for different classes, and then you popped up in all kinds of different engines. Yeah.
Okay. Well, boys and girls, congratulations. You don't have to deal with my nonsense anymore. Thursday's the last day. For some people who are willing to go to mentorship, they're not done with my nonsense, but they will improve drastically there. So we're gonna make a special deal for you on Thursday, just because I really do believe that for most of you, the extra 3 months of keep going and not giving up on yourself, it's gonna really help. But just want to say thank you for being there, understanding it's not that easy. Even see today, you guys are trying to share the Zoom. It's not that easy to teach 4.5 hours, 5 hours. So I try my best, and sometimes I do need to crack a joke or be hilarious just so I can survive. Not because I don't love to teach, but it's physically hard, right? Sometimes even after class, you know,
Yeah.
my kids asking me, or my boyfriend wants to, like, actually Saturday I had your class, and then the private consultation, which instead of 1 hour went to 3 hours. And then I'm just sitting there, and my boyfriend comes and he's like, are you pissed at me? I like, he's like, do you want anything? He's like, is something happened? I couldn't even talk anymore because I was talking for 8.5 hours straight. So I'm like, please, I just want to sit here. He's like, do you want anything? Do you want me to cover you? Like, no, I just want to sit. So sometimes like my son and him, they already know, well, if she was teaching and then consultation, just leave her alone. Just leave her alone. That's why I go to my garden. That's why I just like to go to play tennis, because it takes a lot of energy. But I love doing it because, I mean, I think we're making difference all together, right? We are becoming the voice of the community. We are changing trucking for the better without nonsense. Because let me ask you this. Even in this market, did we see the proof that we can still find the loads, right, Mr. Total? We can still find the loads.
Yep.
Yeah.
They are
I
still
agree.
there. So people can say, well, there's no loads. Well, if you do what
That
you're
is
supposed
correct.
to do as a dispatcher, right? You can still connect the loads. You can still average what you should average. But the most important, it's all on you. Your driver has to be your team, not your enemy, right?
Mhm.
Whoever you work for, they have to understand how to run the business. So that's why your hardest part is going to be re-educating the small owners of the business and re-educating drivers, because unfortunately, they don't really know how to run this business. They know how to work hard, how to drive. They know how to do what they have to do, but a lot of times they just need a little switch. They need a little switch, right? Between maybe areas or the things they are used to do. Maybe it's not supposed to be there, right?